Good day, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to my home here in Livingston, Montana. My name is Jim. Okay, what I want to do is tell you a story of something that happened to me yesterday that jeopardized my entire banking account, or I should say at least my debit card and my checking account and that kind of stuff. Okay, today's date is the 13th of June of 2023, and this incident happened to me yesterday, which would have been the 12th of June of 2023. Right off the get-go here, I was on the internet and I was cruising around doing some research on this particular rifle, this particular firearm that I might possibly buy in the future. And I'm going right from the beginning here and going step one, step two, step three, like that, and hoping I can get this, down pat. The reason being, and I got two reasons why I'm doing this. Number one, I don't want somebody else to fall into this kind of trap like this dumb kid here did. Number one, and I want to tell the story real quick, like before I forget. Before I forget step one, step two, step three, and like that. Because there was a kind of a pathway that I followed down that led me to, compromising my checking account, if you will. Okay, I'm looking for a firearm. I'm on this one website, and I see a link there that's supposed to take me to another website, but I had what they call a browser redirect. I no more ended up on that website than the man in the moon. Right here in this procedure, ladies and gentlemen, if this happens to you, stop everything you're doing and shut your browser off and shut your computer off. No, you don't have to go that far, but be very suspicious. If you're clicking into somewhere and you don't end up where you think you need to be, chances are your browser's been redirected and you're headed to have a lot of misery in your life, so to speak, because that's what happened to me for a short while yesterday. Anyway, I was directed to a page and I wasn't paying that much attention except for what I was looking at. I was paying a lot of attention, too much attention, and what it was a big old ad to win, if you will, a new iPhone Pro 14. Got that? A new iPhone Pro 14. And my thought raced through my head. I'm thinking, yeah, my iPhone's getting awful old, which it is. And I thought, I need a new iPhone. So it had my interest right off the get-go instead of being cautious about what I'm doing. I hope somebody's getting something out of this because I feel like a real horse's arse with this whole miserable mess. But anyway, they start you out and they make you look like you have to ask you need to answer a few questions, 4 questions. I remember that clearly, because you were an Amazon affiliate. This whole scam really doesn't have anything to do with Amazon, but because most people shop at Amazon, I guess they figure this is an edge to get in with you, to get your confidence and stuff like that. Well, I do my fair share of shopping at Amazon, like I'm sure some of you folks do too. Maybe you don't. I don't know. Well, anyway, they ask you 4 simple questions like, do you enjoy shopping on the internet? Is shopping on the internet rewarding? Or I'm just paraphrasing here. This isn't exactly what the questions were, but something real close to it. Do you enjoy shopping at Amazon? Would you recommend Amazon to a friend of yours? And all of a sudden, the skies open up and everything. You've answered everything right. And the next thing they want you to do, you get redirected to another page, and it isn't really a redirect. They start you in with them little buttons that say next, next, next. You're actually redirecting yourself into hell. Excuse my French there, but that's you're directing yourself into a con job. It's as simple as that. Okay, but I get redirected to a page where there's these gift boxes. There's 12 of them, 4 across and 3 down. These little tiny gift boxes. You got me? And you get 3 chances to win your iPhone with a shipping rate of $6.95. Because I'm sitting here going through all this stuff, and my wife is sitting right over next to me, and I'm telling her, I said, look, the shipping on this is only $6.95. Being completely conned and all that. And my wife is sitting over there reading something. She goes, yeah, and at the end of this, they're going to want $50 or $75 shipping and handling. I know how this kind of stuff works. And I go, no, it's only $6.95, Well, anyway, I'm looking at these 12 gift boxes, and I go 3 over, and I decide to go just right down a straight line. 1, 2, 3. On one, I get nothing. On two, like I say, the heavens open up, birds are flying out, flowers, rockets are taking off. You won an iPhone. Boy, they got me right. You know, I'm the biggest sucker in the pond. They got me hook, line, and sinker. Hook, line, and sinker. And I probably scared my wife to death. I'm going, I want an iPhone. I want an iPhone. You know, like that. You know, and I know my wife's sitting over there going like this because she's a good lady. She's real good with money. I let her pay all the bills. I let her handle every cent in this family. However, it's not one of these things where I'm put on a leash and I can't spend money and I let her do all the shopping and stuff. She's just good with money. It's just as simple as that. I hate money. You can quote me on that. I'm going to have that put on my tombstone. I hate money. Money causes people to do some strange stuff, just like what I'm telling you right now, this con job here. So, okay, I win the iPhone and everything, and they want you to do the next thing, and I'm pretty sure I go over to my fourth page. I think I'm on my fourth page now or whatever have you, and I didn't like the way the receipt looked or whatever have you. It didn't say, congratulations, your iPhone will be shipped to you in 7 to 10 days. It looked like I bought a subscription into something. You following me? It just wasn't looking right. So basically what I did is I just stopped everything right there. I didn't even check my email or nothing like that. And I went back on I started getting very, very suspicious. You know, that lump started building up in my throat, or that nauseous feeling in your stomach like you'd been had, you know. This stuff was actually going on yesterday, I'm telling you guys. So I took my browser and I went to the history of my browser and I went up and down as the procedure went, you know, step 1, step 2, step 3, and there was 4 places involved on this redirect. And I'm not going to name them off. It doesn't make any difference. Or 4 addresses. I'm not going to tell you folks, but the reason being is they'll just pull up stakes and go somewhere else. Because how they do this, I know how this gets done. They'll find a domain that's not being used anymore, or an abandoned domain or whatever have you, and this is where they set up shop. And this is where the redirect goes to. You follow me? You think you're clicking into one thing and you're actually going someplace else. And then the con job happens. Well, okay, here's the biggest part. I almost forgot the biggest part, excuse me. You know, let me slip back in my story. You know, right dead after the boxes, after I, you know, clicked on the boxes to win the iPhone, then is when they wanted me to submit my credit card application, right towards the end. I almost forgot that. Forgive me. I'm going to publish this video. It's the last thing I do because I hate doing these over and over again just because I made a few mouth typos, you know. But anyway, you know, you got to enter your credit card number and your expiration date and your security number and all that kind of stuff. Never do this, ladies and gentlemen. If you get redirected somewhere else, just go look at something on Amazon or go look at Google News or whatever have you. But I know about these things. I've been on the internet for a long time, and this is the first time I ever just flat out got swindled like this. But they're getting very good at this, very good at what they do. They make it look like one thing, but something else is going on. So anyway, I'm frantically scrambling around trying to undo this mess. And all of a sudden I get, you know, I'm turning these pages on and off, you know, from my browser history. And all of a sudden I start getting these big warnings about, I think they've got this all scripted in there where they could tell if you were, you know, messing around with the website or whatever have you. And I started getting these warnings that I had a virus and 62% of my operating system was compromised. And I knew that wasn't right because I just knew it wasn't right, which it wasn't, you know. And you're probably wondering what kind of a computer I'm on. I was on just a little Linux box, you know, a little box that I use for a lot of my internet stuff. A Google Chromebook, you know, an Android box, a Linux box. Okay, well, anyway, so that's really all. Well, the last thing here. I'm not quite done with this story. I'll try to get through this quick. Hang in here. Don't quit me. In the melee of doing all this stuff, I get 2 email receipts that pop into my email client. One was for a bill of $49 and some odd cents, Now remember, I'm only supposed to be getting billed for the shipping of $6.95. And then all of a sudden another bill pops in there, a receipt for $134 and some odd cents. I mean, I'm really freaking out at this point in time. I'm going, oh no, they're robbing all my money. That kind of thing. I tell my poor wife, she's over there cooking dinner, and I start freaking out and telling her that we're going into the poorhouse and everything. So she just calmly picks up her iPhone and calls our bank here in Livingston. Is closed because this is like 6 o'clock at night when all this crap's going on. And she just calls our regional number or whatever online help thing, and we basically, between her and I, we had a very bad connection talking with the bank gal. I could hardly hear her, and I was talking to somebody with a foreign accent and stuff like that, but I finally got it through her that my system or my debit card had been compromised, so we shut down my debit card. My debit card is no longer any good, and I got to wait for 7 to 10 days to get a new debit card. But that's how I fixed it, and she was able to stop payment on those last 2 bills. There's actually 3 bills that I should have been reimbursed for, hopefully. That was the original $6.95, and then there was a bill for $40. I got conned for $49 or something. I didn't do that. I didn't do no button pushing to get to that point. And then there was another bill for $134 or something. So see, we're running up there close to $200 that I was getting scammed out of. But I know dang well it could have been worse than that. You follow me? They get it. But I think they were just taking it easy, because it's my understanding from talking to the bank folks that once you buy something or you render money on the internet, they got there's like a 24-hour delay or something before they actually do the payment or whatever. But I reacted very fast. I reacted probably within a half an hour of being conned or scammed. You follow me? From the time I actually got scammed till the time I got a hold of my bank and everything, I'm going to step this up a little bit. I'm going to say that not more than 45 minutes went by. So, ladies and gentlemen, what you just heard, this little story here, if something's too good to be true, it's too good to be true. If you get redirected, get out of there. Shut your browser off. Don't get all hyped up into all this stuff. Well, that's really all I'm going to do is sit here and chatter my teeth all over the place and everything. But believe you me, ladies and gentlemen, I feel like a complete horse's rear end, by getting conned. But they're getting so good at this that anybody can get conned. That's what I'm saying. So be careful out there. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm at the end of this story. I hope I haven't bored you too much. Oh, by the way, subscribe to me if you want. I shouldn't even say this. People really don't do that. But subscribe to me. Give me the finger. You know what I mean? The thumbs up, thumbs down, the love finger. I'm just kidding. Don't get uptight. And ladies and gentlemen, we shall see you on down the trail. Adios, my friends.